Ever since PulseCon, we've had the brand new suits being revealed, and I've got to admit, I am a huge fan of these, only because they are original suits. They have not been copied from what we know of the kind of adaptation of the Q Ranger series, but I really kind of like this, and I feel like, in a way, this is the same thing that Mighty Morphing's done all the way through. But seeing the kind of this and having the look at these brand new suits really kind of like makes it for me. And are we going to be getting like completely new morphs? Are we going to be getting anything? And it would kind of make a lot of sense on them having a brand new morpher as well as morph sequence that we kind of talked about, I think, a while ago, where the kind of leaks of like, hey, this is what we're doing for a morph design. I generally really like the idea of this. And at first I kind of like got rid of the idea of the Q-Tamas being in this and there being the morph sequence and like the morphers. But kind of looking at the design, which we're going to look at in a moment, I'm kind of in two minds of how this morpher is going to work. Now, I do think this is really bulky, and I think that they should slim it down just a tiny bit to maybe the same size as the rear soldier morphers that they've been using, but seeing this is going to be slightly different. And now we're going to look at the suits in general and see what I think, and going over them in great detail. Here we are over at Power Rangers Daily. This image is pretty much everywhere, but this is kind of the closer up one that we can see. Now, first of all, we know that they're getting the kind of daggers, and they're all getting their kind of like unique weapons, which is absolutely fine. I generally do like the look of all the suits, even the belt buckle. Now, the belt buckle, people are going like, oh my god, it's the lightning bolt. But to be fair, that's literally what Power Rangers has always been in every single episode or every single season. The lightning bolt is always present, so why not actually incorporate it onto the actual suit? So I don't really have a problem with this. They're all exactly the same, and they're not like, oh, one's silver, one's gold. They're all or maybe it is gold, but yellow at least. Just by looking at the daggers alone, I really like them. To the fact that they've got I'm guessing the saber-toothed tiger head, then you've got the kind of curved blades. So seeing all of this to me is a lot better than just saying standard stuff that we've seen, or they've kept the original weapons, which is the swords. So they're all completely gone from the looks of this. I generally kind of really like this. I like the helmet design. Apparently there's some sort of tweaks to it, which I generally think would be kind of cool. So we can see like even here, like there's tweaks around, like you've got like the kind of like maybe teeth or something like that, or maybe it's something different. I generally really like that. I just love the complexity of the helmet. You've got the shield, which kind of goes in all the way around, so we've not got capes whatsoever, but the fact is that it always comes around one side and not the other. That makes me go, that's kind of interesting. Now, looking at the morpher, this is what I reckon that they could do if they're using at least Q-Tamas or whatnot in the series, and it's not keys that they're going with anymore. I think that you put the Q-Tama in the top or in the back, and then the morpher does something. That to me would make kind of perfect sense to actually show, because then it's utilizing what the kind of the show is, and obviously how they call the Megazords and stuff like that. So again, I think that is the kind of the best thing that you can do to kind of add more to the actual show. Now, what I am hoping is, Simon mentioned that these are power-ups. Now, I took this in two different ways. Either the original suits have now gone, so we don't see any of the Dino Fury suits from Rear Soldier, and these are the ones kind of going forward, or this is the fact that they do add on, so they morph, they then use the Rear Soldier powers and then activate it and stuff like that, which I think would be kind of cool. But I think that this personally would be I would want to see the suits like this all the time. I wouldn't care. Now, I do like the kind of armor that goes around. I'm glad that they didn't just change it. Like, that's gold for Ion. This is literally all them. It would be cool if these were gold for the other Rangers and it was silver for him. But looking at like all of this, I see more of a metal type thing. Ion, I think his helmet's changed, so it's got more of a kind of a blade around here, but then this is all silver here. But I generally really like it. So far, we've only seen these two, and I felt kind of bad that the others didn't see their suits, so obviously that's still coming. but I really like the blaster. I feel like this is going to be one cool thing. Now, if this could switch from hands to hands, so it's like a nano type thing or an effect where he fires one, then spins around and then uses the other, and it can kind of switch around, I think that would be kind of cool. If not, and it just stays on one arm, I think this is going to be an awesome weapon that he can use, so I'm very much happy with it. He's got the exact same ones here. The lightning bolt goes around as well. And, maybe I would have changed his boots a little bit because it all does kind of blend into one, which I'm not a huge fan. But, I can't wait to see what the suits are going to be like on the show because these are all original, and that's what I really want to see. When Cosmic Fury returns in 2023, I'm really excited on what's going on. I haven't been this excited for a Power Ranger show in a very long time. And the fact is that we're getting original suits, we're getting lots of different things that can be original. I want to see how it is, and this is what a lot of people have been wanting in the form of Power Rangers, is originality, stepping away from the Sentai a little bit to grow and see what happens. Now, there is the whole thing of them adapting, and I think a lot of us have kind of came to the conclusion that if they were going to separate themselves from the Sentai footage of fighting and stuff like that, then I do believe that the Zord footage would be the only thing that they kept. Because again, people say that it's expensive to do it. I would really like to know how much money it would cost to actually make a Zord's fight footage for it. But seeing the fact that it's only 10 episodes, which we're going to be talking about later on, which I've kind of already talked about this, I do believe right now that if you got rid of the Zord footage, maybe it would be better, or maybe you could film your own stuff for a giant big battle much later on, rather than having, like, say, the 10 episodes of Zord footage and stuff like that. But we won't know. But so far, I am really happy with the entire suits right now. I am so glad that we are getting brand new stuff because it feels now that the show itself is getting more life. So I'm all for this. I generally do really like this. What are your thoughts on the suits? Are you a big fan of them? Do you hate them? What do you think? Do you think that they should have used Sentai footage? Or do you think that maybe just the Zord footage is absolutely fine? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And with that, I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you later.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。